Hello, if you're seeing this, you've probably seen my tweet of my Lovejoy sweater that I made. Yeah, I made this. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, do you have a pattern? Share the pattern. Bestie, it's all up here. I improv everything I crochet. Is it smart to do that? Not really. Sorry if I sound so stupid right now. I'm just incredibly nervous because I've never had to explain crocheting before. This is all incredibly new to me. For the color scheme, I had so much of this yarn from my grandmother. I don't know if they still sell it. It's a brand called Barella. It is a knitting worsted weight 4 yarn, and it's like a baby blue color, so I figured it's close to the Lovejoy album for Pebble Brain. But generally any 4 weight light blue yarn will do. For the text, just your average red heart white yarn, just plain white yarn. Yeah. The hook size that I used for this whole entire project is a 5mm crochet hook. Obviously you're gonna need scissors to cut your threads when you're done. Yeah, so those are the supplies. Here's my 5mm hook. First thing we're gonna wanna do is create a slip knot. So what I do is I take the yarn with my fingers like this, wrap it around once, and then I take this tail and I tuck it in there and I pull it through. So then you should have a little knot. And with that little knot, you're gonna slip that onto the hook, and that's your slip knot to show you how to chain. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your yarn, this is your working yarn, and just a little heads up, I hold the tail at the very beginning so that it doesn't slide anywhere. What you're gonna do is you're gonna wrap it around like that, and then you're going to take your tail and you're going to pull one loop over the other, and that is a chain 1, a single crochet. So all you're going to do is you're going to take your hook and you're going to go into this first loop right here. You're going to yarn over, pull through that loop, so you have 2 loops on your hook. And next you're going to yarn over, and then you're going to pull through both loops. And now you've completed a single crochet. Next, what I'm going to demonstrate is a half double crochet and a back loop half double crochet. So what I've currently done is I've done a chain of 10, and then I'm pinching the 10th loop, and I did 2 extra chains. These are our turning chains. When you do a half double crochet, you do 2 extra chains. Those are your turning chains. So now what you're going to do to make a half double crochet is you're going to yarn over and you're going to insert it into that 10th loop. You're gonna yarn over again, pull it through the loop, so you should have 3 loops on your hook. Now, what you're gonna do is you're gonna yarn over again, so now you have 4 loops on your hook, and you're gonna pull through all 3, and that is a half double crochet. So now what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've done the full row of 10 half double crochet. So now that I'm at the end, I'm going to demonstrate a back loop half double crochet. So as I said, we're going to do 2 chains for our turning chain. So 1, 2. And now we're going to flip our work, and at the top you see there is 2 loops. So what you're going to do is you're going to yarn over, and into this first loop right here, you're going to go into the back loop only. You're going to yarn over, you're going to take it up, and once again, you're going to have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 3. Congratulations, you've done a back loop half double crochet. So getting into how I did the front panel of the sweater, So what you're gonna start off with is 76 chains, but if you want the sweater to be wider, just do more chains when you're doing it, and make sure it's an even number because then your text will be centered. You just have to take into mind that 76 is the dimensions of the pattern. So what you're gonna do is, if say you're adding maybe 10 chains, then you're gonna add 5 on each side. Self-explanatory, I know. So what I started off by doing is you have your starting chain, and then you're going to do 20 rows of single crochet, and then after those 20 rows is when you're gonna start following the tapestry crochet design from Bracelet Book, which and then after that, you're going to do 16 rows of single crochet. And for your next 4 rows after that, what you're gonna want to do is measure out where on your piece so far you want the neck hole, and make sure again that's an even number. I think I made mine like, I want to say it was like 30 across. It was a pretty wide neck hole that I made. So 30 stitches, and then there was 2 pieces for the shoulders that just continued upwards. So for those 4 rows, you're just gonna do single crochet for those areas, leaving however width for the neck hole. The back piece is probably the easiest piece you're gonna get through in this entire sweater. All it is once again, you're starting with 76 chains, or if you're making it wider, however many chains that you did. And you're going to do 77 rows of single crochet, or however many rows you did for the front panel. If you made your sweater longer, like I said, you can just add more rows at the bottom or the top when you're making your sweater to make it longer. Lots of this was improvisation, so yeah, that's how you do the back piece. So next, I'm going to explain how to do the collar piece, so like the ribbing for it, and also the waist piece at the bottom. It's the same tutorial, it's just the size that you're making it is different. So all you're going to do is you're going to start with a slip knot on your hook, a chain of 10, and you're going to do back loop double crochets until you get a width that's snugly around your neck. And once you have something that's snugly around your neck, like kind of pinch the, like your long rope chain, whatever you want to call it, together, and you're gonna want to attempt to move it over your head, because you want something that's comfortable around your neck, but also you could fit your head around, because you don't want to make a sweater where your head doesn't fit through the neck hole. That would be very sad. For the waist portion, it kind of follows the same tutorial as the neck. You're going to slip knot on your hook, you're going to do a chain of 10, and then it's once again back loop, half double crochets, the whole entire chain, until you get something that fits snugly around your waist when you're wearing it. And if you're putting your sweater together and you think, oh, my sweater's not extremely long yet, like I didn't make the panels long enough, this is where you cheat, kids. What you're gonna do, you just, instead of making that ribbing 10 stitches long, you're just gonna make it longer. Probably the hardest part I'm going to explain are the sleeves. So once again, you're going to start with your slip knot and your chain of 10. And this time, you're going to be making the cuff part. So you're gonna want something that feels tight around your wrist. And you're gonna think, this is way too tight to fit around my wrist. Wrong. It is ribbing. It is stretchy for a reason. You'll think, oh, it's not gonna fit. It'll fit. So once you have something that is comfortably fitting around your wrist, what you're going to do from there is you're going to increase single crochet all the way around. Well, this is a flat piece when you're working on it, but you know what I mean. It's just rows back and forth. What an increase is, I'm not going to show a tutorial for it. All that an increase is putting 2 stitches into one, like, stitch hole, if you will. So that's how you increase. Kind of going to do that until you have like a good panel section that fits comfortably around your arm. It's not too tight. You're gonna want to test it around your wrist, around your elbow, and your upper arm. So by now in the video, you have all your pieces done. Hooray! So what you're going to want to do is you're going to have your pieces on the messy side of them, which is really just the messy side of the Lovejoy portion. And I'll flip mine inside out so you can see I don't weave in my ends. I know, I'm kind of a terror like that. But here's what my inside portion looks like. Yeah. So all you're going to do is you're going to put your 2 pieces laying flat, and you're going to stitch from the shoulder seams together, and then from there you're going to have your 2 pieces laying flat, and you're going to stitch the arms onto the shoulder portions that you just stitched. And once you have the arms stitched there, what you're gonna do is you're gonna fold your thing so it looks like a sweater, and then you're going to stitch from the cuff down to the waist. That's how you're going to stitch on the arms and the front and back panel. And then from there, you're going to single crochet stitch on the collar and the waistband. I should have mentioned, the way that you're stitching everything together here is a single crochet stitch. That's how you're crocheting all of this together. So, my bad for not mentioning that, but slightly implied. I don't know. But if you made it this far and if you have a wonderful sweater, congratulations! I'm so proud of you for following this strange, very strange tutorial, and I hope you enjoy your sweater.